everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a Pop the Book series that I am not going to be finishing. I am done at this point. I just did an unhaul video, so I'm very much in the mood for like spring cleaning. Some of these have been on my TBR ongoing for forever. Some of these are from this year, but I just wanted to continue this series where I list all of them. That way I can just be done with them officially, never talk about them again. Pretty much. Let's go through them. The first one, I don't think I've added to any of these lists, and it is Ender's Games, which I read before I even started BookTube. So it's been like 5 years, I think. And I had attempted to read Speaker of the Dead, which I don't even think that's the second book in this series, but I didn't care for the first one. I'll eventually talk about it in an upcoming like popular sci-fi books, classic sci-fis, and it just wasn't for me. Didn't care about the writing, didn't care about the story. I have literally no interest in ever continuing. I believe the series in total is 4 books. Yeah, I think it's okay to just admit that they don't work for me. I'll talk about all my issues in that specific video, but no, absolutely not. I don't think I've ever included this one either. Speaking of classic sci-fi, Dune, no one's going to be surprised. I didn't care for the book, and there are more books. I don't know if the other ones, all of the other ones were written by his sons, but no, just no, it's okay. We're moving on. One that I read a long time ago also is Vampire Academy. I don't think I've officially given up on the series yet, so we're doing it now. I picked up the first book at least in the Value Village, I think, and I read it fully knowing that I wasn't going to love it. It's more YA fantasy, urban fantasy, and even the hype at the time I died down. So I was okay not loving it, and I didn't care for the romance, but I did enjoy the school setting. I think it's something that works for a lot of us, and it was fine. Like, I didn't hate the first book, but I think unconsciously I knew I was never going to continue because I didn't want to ruin the okay feeling, and it's fine. I've tasted, the hype. I kind of know what the story is about, but it's okay to just never continue. Like, there's no point. I feel like when you begin watching BookTube videos, you get sucked into the hype of like a lot of really popular YA series, and eventually you realize it's okay. Like, they were popular at the time. It doesn't mean that they have to be still, your favorite book at this time. So yes, we'll not be continuing this series. Nobody's actually surprised with that one. One that hurts my own feelings, okay? I know some of these will hurt your feelings, but that one hurts mine. And it is Fundryside, which, look, I read the first book. It's only been a year and a half, which kind of surprised me. I thought it had been longer, but I never really felt the need to continue the second book. The third book is eventually going to come out, but it's an adult fantasy. And what has sold me about it was that it had been compared a little bit to Brandon Sanderson, like magic system wise. And kind of maybe, but I didn't care about the characters, didn't care about the mystery, the story. The only thing I really liked was the fact that one of the characters was a talking key. And that's the only thing I liked. And I feel that's something that you see more in like older classic fantasy books, like actually Brandon Sanderson in Warbreaker, there's a talking sword. These characters do tend to work for me, but that's the only good part. And I feel like usually some books I'll remember things for years about it, and this one, forgettable. I've kind of forgot about a lot of it. I would have to read a summary, and I don't even want to do that, let alone pick up the next one. So it's okay. I have another series by this author on my shelf that I will be reading. I am still very hopeful because everyone seems to love that one too, but this one, it's okay. We're moving on. I have so many other fantastic series that I want to read. Why focus on the ones that I'm not enjoying, The next ones are books that I have read this year and I am officially announcing I will not be continuing. The first one is Flowers in the Attic, which I didn't even realize was a series. I read this one because I have seen it on so many lists, classics to read kind of thing. And everyone was kind of weird about it. And I didn't know anything about it when I went into it. And I now know. I wish I could unknow. And I know, absolutely not. Will not be continuing. Barely finished it. And now I will forever side eye everyone that says it's their favorite book. I will either think that we have very different taste, or you did not read it. Or maybe you liked the writing, but even then that does not excuse the topic for me. I get some things, some people are into like shocking stuff, but like, no. It's Dark Materials, but specifically the short stories that are part of the world. I'm not talking about the companion series, which I'm still stubbornly continuing. I will read the last book and then probably regret it like I've done the last two. But I love the original trilogy. I read Something Upon the North, or North something, and last year. I think it was like December of last year. And I'm admitting to myself that there's no point in continuing. I didn't really care for that one. I just love the world, love the characters, but like the more I read from this author, the more disappointed I am. So I will just keep focusing on the original trilogy. That one is fantastic. I grew up reading it, but I did reread as an adult and loved it just as much. So let's stop trying to read the rest. Just don't do it. I will finish the other trilogy, but the short stories, no. A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I did mention that I wasn't going to read more from the author. I just don't feel like her writing works for me. But this one specifically because it is a magical school, which again, I love that setting. But I don't know if it's because maybe I'm a little bitter because it's like a very dangerous school and like she's not enjoying being in school, which, bish, what? And I didn't really care about the characters. She's not likable, but she's not meant to be. I didn't care about the magic system. I didn't care about like literally anything. So I resentfully finished it, and I'm not going to continue the series, even though again, it's one of my favorite premises, but nobody seems to be really loving it. I will read reviews of book 2, but it's not gonna happen for me. And it's okay. It's okay. So many other series on my shelves that I can read. The Girl with All the Gifts, which I just unhauled finally. I read it a few years ago. I used to be obsessed with post-apocalyptic books, which I kind of got over that just before the pandemic. Weird timing. Eventually, I'm sure I will go back to read some because I do have some more on my shelves that I have been looking forward to reading, but I've been taking a break. I mean, enough depressing stuff happening, I feel like. And this one is just so unmemorable. I feel like I have read and watched movies that are similar and better, and this one is just like all of the other ones. There's nothing really unique about it. It's forgettable, and I have no interest in picking up the next book. I haven't even come close in the last couple of years since I've read it. So again, it's okay. I just unhauled the book. We're done officially. Super quickly, Ship of Magic. I've officially given up on the author. Unfortunately, that also breaks my heart. I really thought I was going to love it. I didn't actually even finish this book, and I won't. It's okay. And very recently, I read The Bone Shard Daughter, which I thought I was going to love. It's an adult fantasy book, and I've seen it going around quite a bit. And the magic system is the most interesting part. People that can use the magical powers kind of make these constructs, which are kind of alive, like animal forms, but like, it is so vague. I did the huge mistake of listening to it as an audiobook, and I've been saying, do not do that. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it more if I had read the physical book or the ebook, but I didn't, and because of that, I just found myself super confused. I don't know if it's, again, the magic system that is confusing, but there's also multiple point of views and timelines, and it's just, even the mystery and like the story, I don't feel like it was good, and I'm confused. So it's okay. I've been thinking about that one a lot. Like, will I continue or not? And the second book is coming out this year. It's not gonna happen. And again, it's okay. I have so many other series on my shelves that I've been wanting to read. I should actually do this version of the video, like a series that I need to finish, because sometimes it's just overwhelming. There are so many other ones on my shelves that I don't know which ones to continue. I have a few that I'm definitely reading this year, but the rest, too many. That's why I want to like officially give up on some of them. That way I can just stop thinking about those. There are a few that I'm unsure about. Like, I still am thinking about doing it. For example, this one, bear with me. The Lies of Locke Lamora, which I thought I was going to absolutely love this because I had heard so many great things, apparently great friendships. I say apparently, I did read it. Great friendships, which I agree, the characters were the best part, but like the story was not nearly as interesting as I thought it was going to be, and it took so long to actually pick up that. But I do have book 2 on my shelf, so I feel like I will at least attempt it, but I just thought I would throw it out there because, you know, we're all shocked here. And even things like Red Rising, I read it when I first started reading BookTube, so it's been like almost 5 years since I picked that book up. And I have book 2 and 3 on my shelf, so like I've been thinking about doing it ever since, but I have yet to do it. So I think maybe these 2 I can do like a try chapter, like attempt to read them kind of vlog, and we can just, maybe I'll do that, like giving series a second chance, like to change my mind and make me love them. Probably a good idea. So Yeah, I think I'm gonna add that to my list because there are a few that I'm just kind of lukewarm about, but I still want to. Like, I'm afraid. You have to feel the same sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm afraid that I will be missing out on a really great series or a really great book when I don't finish it or them. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about a couple books, including these two. So I will be attempting them just in case because I'm scared to miss out. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, subscribe. Please let me know in the comment section if you have read any of these series, how you feel about them. Should I read them? Probably won't, but like convince other people about it and let me know which series you are officially giving up on because spring cleaning, we want the second half of the year to be free of all that burden. It's very dramatic. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next one very soon.